Hello, future Snackability team. Right here, you'll see a list of the recommended software that you used to run the project. So, first, I really encourage that if you're doing any JavaScript development, you go for VS Code. It'll allow you to easily install linters and IntelliSense with React as well as with Node. Um, you can see here kind of like the nice navigation icons, the multiple panes, the fact that I can use a terminal. So it's really kind of my text editor of choice. So highly recommend. If not, you can use whichever your favorite. We use MySQL Workbench to kind of manage the database locally as well as when it was deployed, specifically because we have this data clean data.csv that we kind of run an import on. So just in case we add new records or have to do any data cleaning, you can easily import that data.csv in MySQL Workbench. We also leverage MAMP. We didn't really need MAMP, but we just kind of used it to manage the MySQL database service. For deployment, we ended up using Heroku, and we also used Postman to target the local and external API so that the client did not have to necessarily the client didn't have to be running to test the backend. All right, so let's get started here. All of the dependencies and everything you need to run is right here in the package.json. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and leveraged Babel as developer dependencies to let you write in the latest and greatest ES6 standards. And then in this distribution folder, all of that code will get compiled down to ES5. So what's really good about that is that you can deploy on any service. So later versions of Node have support for most of the ES6 features, still no support for imports. But now you can deploy on any service that's running pretty much any somewhat modern instance of Node because of the backwards compatibility that we're using with Babel. So these are the Babel RC presets, all pretty standard stuff. So we can run npmi, and that will give us both the developer dependencies as well as just the project dependencies. So bear with me, we have to make sure that the MySQL database is running. If not, we will be given an error when we try and start up the server because it looks to connect to the MySQL database. So let's npm run start. This will get the project started. All right, so we are currently listening on port 4000. Yep, so now I should be able to go to Postman, and I should be able to update this port to 4000. Send a little message here, and as you see, the API is working as expected. So obviously, when you would deploy, you would change these URLs, etc. So yeah, the project runs locally with npm run start. You can see that here in nodemon bin/dev. We use nodemon for automatic reloading. So obviously, if we make any updates to some of the server files, then we don't have to kill the server, start running again. Just have nodemon kind of do hot reloading for us. So if you look over here in the bin folder, so this dev is definitely going to get the development server running, which is this one in server, and then the prod server is going to be a one that's going to exist in the dist folder. So the way that works, the way we get the dist folder up and running, is we would run npm npm run production, and what that's going to do, it's going to clear out the current dist folder. All right. It's going to clear out the current dist folder and um, kind of serve it up with the ES5 versions of everything. So this is all you really need to get up and running in production. The only other note I would make is that you have to copy over this package.json to the dist folder. So paste that here and change this start command to node app.js. And then basically what you would actually upload to Heroku or as a service, you would cd into this dist folder and run your deployment process in here, and then your development process would all occur here. So you all can kind of go at it and continue adding processes to the production. Like you can minify the JS files, you can if you set up a React front end, you can minify that as part of your production build, etc. So now I'll make a part 2 that will be talking about the mobile client.